Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishakam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Chimaranda Shagana Jana Shalakya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhishtam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Navi Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchanda Baranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhi Musubhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Yashishwara Sridharam Vanshakapatarubhyas Chakripasindubhye Vicha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And this is Antya-lila chapter 4, Sanatan Goswami visits the Lord. So I'll start with verse number 59. Na sariyati mam yogo na shankyam dharma urava na svadhyayas tapastyago yata bhaktir mamorjita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna said, my dear Uddhava, neither through Astanga Yoga, the mystic yoga system for controlling the senses, nor through impersonal monism or an analytical study of the absolute truth, nor through study of the Vedas, nor through austerities, charity, or acceptance of sannyas, can one satisfy me as much as by developing unalloyed devotional service unto me. Dehotyagis tamodharma pataka karan saraka napai tate Krishna racharan. Measures like suicide are causes for sin. A devotee never achieves shelter at Krishna's lotus feet by such actions. Premi bhakta biyoge chahe deho chalite premi Krishna mile seho napare marite. Because of feelings of separation from Krishna, an exalted devotee sometimes wants to give up his life. By such ecstatic love, however, one attains the audience of Krishna, and at that time he cannot give up his body. Godanuragir viyogana jai sahan tate anurage banshe apana maran. One who is deeply in love with Krishna cannot tolerate separation from the Lord. Therefore, such a devotee always desires his own death. Yashangri pankaja rajas snapana mahanto vanchanti umapatir ivatma tamo pahatyai jarhi ambujaksha na labheya bhavat prasadam jayam asun rata krishan chata janma bishat. O lotus-eyed one, great personalities like Lord Shiva desire to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet to drive away ignorance. If I do not get the mercy of your lordship, I shall observe vows to reduce the duration of my life, and thus I shall give up bodies for hundreds of births if it is possible to get your mercy in that way. This is spoken by Rukmini. O lotus-eyed one, great personalities like Lord Shiva desire to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet to drive away ignorance. If I do not get the mercy of your lordship, I shall observe vows to reduce the duration of my life, and thus I shall give up bodies for hundreds of births if it is possible to get your mercy in such a way. To get your mercy in that way. Sanchanga nastvad adaramrita purakena asabaloka kalagita jarich chayagnim nochedvayam viraha jagni upayukta deha janena yama parayo paravim sakete. O dear Krishna, by your smiling glances and melodious talk, you have awakened a fire of lusty desire in our hearts. Now you should extinguish that fire with a stream of nectar from your lips by kissing us. Kindly do this, otherwise, dear friend, the fire within our hearts will burn our bodies to ashes because of separation from you. Thus, by meditation, we shall claim shelter at your lotus feet. Kuburi chariya kara shravana kirtan achirat pavitabe krishnera charan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatan Goswami, give up all your nonsensical desires, for they are unfavorable for getting shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Engage yourself in chanting and hearing. Then you will soon achieve the shelter of Krishna without a doubt. Nitya jati nahe Krishna bhajane ayogya sadkula vipranahe bhajanera jogya. A person born in a low family is not unfit for discharging devotional service to Lord Krishna, nor is one fit for devotional service simply because he is born in an aristocratic family of Brahmins. Yebaje sevora abhakta hinachar Krishna bhajane nahi jati kulari bichar. Anyone who takes to devotional service is exalted, whereas a non-devotee is always condemned and abominable. Therefore, in the discharge of devotional service to the Lord, there is no consideration of the status of one's family. Dinere adika daya kore bhagavan kulina pandita danira bora abhiman. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is always favorable to the humble and meek, but aristocrats, learned scholars, and the wealthy are always proud of their positions. Viprad vishad gunas yutad aravindanaba padaravinda vimukad swapacham varishnam manyetad arpita mano vachane hitarta pranam bhunati sakulam natu burimanaha. One may be born in a Brahmin family and have all 12 Brahminical qualities, but if in spite of being thus qualified, he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, he is not as good as a Chandala, who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmin family or to have Brahminical qualities is not sufficient. One must be a pure devotee of the Lord. Thus, if a Svapacha or Chandala is a devotee, he delivers not only himself but his entire family as well, whereas a Brahmin who is not a devotee but simply has Brahminical qualifications cannot, even purifying himself, what to speak of his family. Svapacha, Chandala. If one is a devotee, even though he may be born in a family of dog eaters, he is better. His devotion is his qualification, not to be born in a Brahmin or aristocratic family. Bhajanara madhya shrestha nava vida bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dare mahashakti. Among the ways of executing devotional service, the 9 prescribed methods are the best, for these processes have great potency to deliver Krishna an ecstatic love for him. Those are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasham, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These nine are hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna, offering service to Krishna's lotus feet, offering worship in the temple, offering prayers, working as a servant, making friendship with Krishna, and unreservedly surrendering to Krishna. Dharamadye sarvashreshta nama sankirtan nira parade nama loite bhaya premadan. Of the 9 processes of devotional service, the most important is to always chant the holy name of the Lord. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the most valuable love of Godhead. Itashune sanataner hoila chamatkar prabhorena bayamora marana bichar. After hearing this, Sanatan Goswami was exceedingly astonished. He could understand my decision to commit suicide has not been greatly appreciated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvagya Mahaprabhu nishedila more prabhura charana dori kohena tahare. Sanatan Goswami concluded, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who knows everything, past, present, and future, has forbidden me to commit suicide. He then fell down, touching the lotus feet of the Lord, and spoke to him as follows. Sarvagya kripalu tumi ishvara swatantra jaiche nachao taiche nachi jena kashta chandra. My Lord, you are the omniscient, merciful, independent, supreme Lord. Exactly like an instrument of wood, I dance as you make me do so. So exactly like an instrument of wood means exactly like a wooden puppet. I dance as you make me do so. Nitya arama pamara mui pamara swabhava more jiaile tomar kiba have lava. I am low-born, indeed I am the lowest. I am condemned, for I have all the characteristics of a sinful man. If you keep me alive, what will be the profit? Prabhu ko he tomara deho mora nichadan tumi more karijacha atma samarpan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, your body is my property. You have already surrendered unto me, therefore you no longer have any claim to your body. Parara drabya tumi kenechaha vinashite dharma dharma vichara kiba na para korite. Why would you want to destroy another's property? Can't you consider what is right and wrong? Tomara sharira mora pradana sadan e sharire sarimu ami bahu prayojan. Your body is my principal instrument for executing many necessary functions. By your body I shall carry out many tasks. Bhakta Bhakti Krishna Prema Tatvara Nidar Vaishnavera Kritya Ara Vaishnava Achar. You should have to ascertain the basic principles of a devotee, devotional service, love of Godhead, Vaishnava duties, and Vaishnava characteristics. Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema, Seva Pravartan, Lupta Tirtha, Udara Ara, Vairagya Shikan. You also have to explain Krishna's devotional service, establish centers for cultivation of love of Krishna, excavate lost places of pilgrimage, and teach people how to adopt the renounced order. Nityapriya Stanamora Mathura Vrindaban Tahaneta Dharma Chahe Korite Pracharan. Mathura Vrindaban is my own very dear abode. I want to do many things there to preach Krishna consciousness. Mathura agyayami basi nilachale tahan dharma shikaite nahi nijabole. By the order of my mother, I am sitting here in Jagannath Puri. Therefore, I cannot go to Mathura Vrindaban to teach people how to live there according to religious principles. Etasab karma ami je dehe korimu tahacharite chaha tumi kemone sahimu. I have to do all this work through your body, but you want to give it up. How can I tolerate this? Tabe sanatana kohe tomake namaskare tomara gambira ridoi je ke bujite pare. And at that time, Sanatan Goswami said to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. No one can understand the deep ideas you plan within your heart. Kashtera putali jena kuhake nachai apane na jane putali kiva nachigai. A wooden doll chants and dances according to the directions of a magician, but does not know how he is dancing and singing. We could also say a wooden doll chants and dances according to the directions of a puppeteer, but does not know how he is dancing and singing. But the translation is, a wooden doll chants and dances according to the direction of a magician, but does not know how he is dancing and singing. Jarijache nachao se tache kore nartane kache nache keva nachai se honahi jane. My dear Lord, as you cause one to dance, he dances accordingly. But how he dances and who is causing him to dance, he does not know. Haridas eko he Prabhu shuna haridas parera dravya eho chahena kante vinas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said to Haridas Thakur, my dear Haridas, please hear me. This gentleman, Sanatan Goswami, wants to destroy another's property. Parera stapya dravya keho kaya biloy nishediya ihare jena nakore anjay. One who is entrusted with another's property does not distribute it or use it for his own purposes. Therefore, tell him not to do such an unlawful thing. Haridas kohe mitya abhimana kori tomara gambira ridoi bhujite na pari. Haridas Thakur replied, we are falsely proud of our capabilities. Actually, we cannot understand your deep intentions. Kon karya tumi kora kon dware tumina janile keho janite na pare. Unless you inform us, we cannot understand what your purpose is or what you want to do through whom. Edhad drisha tumi ihare koreacha angikar eta sobhagya ihan nahoe kahar. My dear sir, since you, a great personality, have accepted Sanatan Goswami, he is greatly fortunate. No one can be as fortunate as he. Tabe Mahaprabhu kore duhare alingan, madhyana korite uti kore lagaman. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced both Haridas Thakur and Sanatan Goswami, and then got up and left to perform his noon duties. Sanatane kohe Haridas kore alingan, tomara bhagyara simana jai katan. My dear Sanatan, Haridas Thakur said, embracing him, no one can find the limits of your good fortune. Tomara deho kohen Prabhu morane jadan, tomasama bhagyavan nahi konjan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted your body as his own property. Therefore, no one can equal you in good fortune. Nijadehe je karya na paran korite, se karya koraibe toma seho maturate. When Sri Chaitanya, What Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot do with his personal body, he wants to do through you, and he wants to do it in Mathura. Jai karante chahe Ishwara se siddha hoy, tomara sobhagya e kohilun nisjoy. Whatever the Supreme Personality of God wants to do will successfully be accomplished. This is your great fortune. That is my mature opinion. Bhakti Siddhanta Shastra Acharan Nirnoy Tomadware Karai Bena Bajilun Ashai. I can understand from the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he wants you to write books about the conclusive decision of devotional service and about the regulative principles ascertained from the revealed scriptures. Amare deho prabhur karye na lagila bharata bhumite janmi e deho vyarta hoila. My body could not be used in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, although it took birth in the land of India, this body has been useless. Sanatan kohe Thomasama ke Keva Achayan Mahaprabhu Gane Tumi Mahabhagyavan. Sanatan Goswami replied, O Haridas Thakur, who is equal to you? You're one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore you are the most fortunate. Avatar Karya Prabhu Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Konanto Maradware. The mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for which he has descended as an incarnation, is to spread the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now, instead of personally doing so, he is spreading it through you. Pratyaha Koratina Lakanama Sankirtan Sabara Age Kora Namer Mahima Katan. My dear sir, you are chanting the holy name 300,000 times daily and informing everyone of the importance of such chanting. Apanaya chare keho na kore prachar, prachara korana keho na koren achar. Some behave very well but do not preach the cult of Krishna consciousness, whereas others preach but do not behave properly. So, some behave very well but do not preach, whereas others preach but do not behave properly. Okay. Achar prachar namer goraha dui karya tumi sarva guru tumi jagatera arya. You simultaneously perform both duties in relation to the holy name by your personal behavior and by your preaching. Therefore, you are the spiritual master of the entire world, for you are the most advanced devotee of the world. So Sanatan Goswami here is glorifying Haridas Thakur. He says, some preach but they don't behave properly, and others behave properly but they don't preach. But you do both, and you are the Acharya, spreading the holy name all over the world, and you show by your own example. You chant 300,000 times a day, many rounds of Mahamantra, and you also preach. So both your personal behavior and your personal behavior and your preaching are very glorious. Emata Duija Nanak Kata Range Krishna Kata Asvadai Rahi Eksange. In this way the two of them passed their time discussing subjects concerning Krishna. Thus they enjoyed life together. Jatrakali Aila Sab Gorera Bhaktagan Purvavat Koila Sabe Rathayatra Darshan. During the time of Rathayatra, all the devotees arrived from Bengal to visit the car festival, as they had done previously. Ratha Agre Prabhu Taiche Korela Nartan Deke Chamatkara Hoila Sanatanaraman. During the Rathayatra festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again danced before the car of Lord Jagannath. of Jagannath. When Sanatan Goswami saw this, his mind was astonished. Varshara Charimas Rohila Sab Nija Bhaktagane Sabasange Prabhu Milaila Sanatane. The Lord's devotees from Bengal stayed at Jagannath Puri during the 4 months of the rainy season, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Sanatan Goswami to them all. Advaita Nityananda Shrivas Bhakreshwar Vasudeva Murari Raghava Damodar Puri Bharati Swarup Pandita Gadadhar Sarvabhauma Ramananda Jagadananda Shankar Kashishwara Govindari Jatabhaktagan Sabsane Sanatanera Koraila Milan Sabasane Sanatanera Koraila Milan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Sanatan Goswami to these and other selected devotees. Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Rakesh Pandit, Vasudeva Datta, Murari Gupta, Raghava Pandit, Damodar Pandit, Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Swarup Damodar, Gadadhar Pandit, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, Jagadananda Pandit, Shankar Pandit, Kashishwar, and Govinda. Yata Jogya Karaila Sabara Charana Bandhan Tare Karaila Sabar Kripara Bhajan. The Lord asked Sanatan Goswami to offer obeisances to all the devotees in a way that befitted each one. Thus he introduced Sanatan Goswami to them all just to make him an object of their mercy. Sadgune Panditye Sabar Priya Sanatan Jata Jogya Kripa Maitri Gaurava Bhajan. Sanatan Goswami was dear to everyone because of his exalted qualities and learning. Suitably, therefore, they bestowed upon him mercy, friendship, and honor. Sakala Vaishnava Jave Godade Shigela Sanatana Mahaprabhu Charane Rohila. When all the other devotees returned to Bengal after the Rathayatra festival, Sanatan Goswami stayed under the care of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dola Jatra Adi Prabhu Sangete Dekila Dine Dine Prabhu Sange Ananda Marila. Sanatan Goswami observed the Dol Yatra ceremony with Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, his pleasure increased in the company of the Lord. So, Dol Yatra is the festivals of Holi, and that's at the time of the same time as the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in February, March. Okay. Purve Vaishakama Purve Vaishaka Mase Sanatana Jabeaila Jaishtamase Prabhutari Parika Korila. Sanatan Goswami had come to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri during the month of April-May, and during the month of May-June, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tested him. Jaishtamase Prabhu Jameshwara Tota Aila Bhakta Anurode Tahan Bhikka Jai Korila. In that month of May-June, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the garden of Yameshwara, Lord Shiva, and accepted prasadam there at the request of the devotees. Madhyana Bhikakale Sanatane Bolaila Prabhu Bolaila Tara Ananda Marila. At noon, when it was time for lunch, the Lord called for Sanatan Goswami, whose happiness increased because of the call. Madhyane Samudra Balu Ayache Agnisam Sepate Sanatana Korila Gaman. At noon, the sand on the beach was as hot as fire, but Sanatan Goswami came by that path. Prabhu Bolan Nache E Anandita Mane Tapta Valukate Pa Pare Tahanahi Jane. Overwhelmed by joy At being called by the Lord, Sanatana Goswami did not feel that his feet were burning in the hot sand. Duipaye Oshka Hoila Tabu Gela Prabhustane Bika Kori Mahaprabhu Koriyachan Vishrame. Although the soles of his feet were blistered because of the heat, he nevertheless went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There he found that the Lord, having taken his lunch, was resting. Bika Ava Shesha Patra Govinda Taredila Prasada Bhaya Sanatana Prabhu Pashe Aila. Govinda gave Sanatana Goswami the plate with the remnants of Lord Chaitanya's food. After taking the prasadam, Sanatana Goswami approached Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu Kohe Kon Pate Aila Sanatan Teho Kohe Samudrapate Korelun Agaman. When the Lord inquired, "By which path have you come?" Sanatana Goswami replied, "I have come on the path along the beach." Prabhu Kohe Tapta Valukate Kemone Aila Simadwara Pata Shitala Kene Na Aila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "How did you come along the beach where the sand is so hot? Why didn't you come by the path in front of the Simadwara gate? It is very cool." Tapta Balukaya Tomara Pai Hoilaban Shalitena Para Kemone Korila Sahan. The hot sand must have blistered your soles. Now you cannot walk. How did you tolerate it? Sanatana Kohe Dukkha Bahuta Na Pailun Paye Brana Hayache Tahaj Na Janilun. Sanatana Goswami replied, "I did not feel much pain, nor did I know that there were blisters because of the heat." Simadware Jaite Mora Nahi Adhikar Visheshe Takurera Tahan Sevakera Prachar. I have no right to pass by the Simadwar, for the servants of Jagannath are always coming and going there. Sevaka Gatagate Kore Nahi Abasar Tadasparsha Hoile Sarvanasha Habe More. The servants are always coming and going without interval. If I touch them, I shall be ruined. Shunima Prabhu Mane Santosha Paila Tushtaha Hayatare Kichu Kohite Lagila. Sanatana Goswami is considering that he is a fallen soul and he cannot touch the servants of Lord Jagannath. If he does so, then he will be committing offenses and they will become contaminated. So he says, for the servants of Jagannath are always coming and going there. The servants are always coming and going without interval. If I touch them, I shall be ruined. Shunima Prabhu Mane Santosh Paila Tushtohaya Tarikachu Kohite Lagila. Having heard all these details, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, greatly pleased, spoke as follows. Jajya Piyo Tumihao Jagat Pavan Thomas Barshe Pavitra Hoy Deva Munigan Tatapi Bhakta Swabhava Marjada Rakan Marjada Palana Hoy Sadura Bhushan. My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great saints are purified by touching you, it is the characteristic of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great saints are purified by touching you, it is a characteristic of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. The Marjada Rakan. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. Maryada Langane Lok Kore Upahas Ihalok Paralok Due Hoinash. If one transgresses the laws of etiquette, people make fun of him, and thus he is vanquished in both this world and the next. Marjara Rakile Tushto hoile moraman, tumi aiche na korile, kore konjan. By observing the etiquette, you have satisfied my mind. By observing the etiquette, you have satisfied my mind. Who else but you could show this example? Etabole Prabhu Tare Alingano Koila Tarakandu Rasa Prabhu Sri Angelagila. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatan Goswami, and the moisture oozing from the itching sores on Sanatan's body smeared the body of the Lord. After saying that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatan Goswami, and the moisture oozing from the itching sores on Sanatan's body smeared the body of the Lord. Bar nishedana tabu korea lingan angerasa lage dukkha pai Sanatan. Although Sanatan Goswami repeatedly forbade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to embrace him, the Lord still did so. Thus his body was smeared with the moisture from Sanatan's body, and Sanatan became greatly distressed. Emate Sevaka Prabhu Duhe Garagela Aradina Jagarananda Sanatanare Milila. Thus both servant and master departed for the respective homes. The next day, Jagadananda Pandit went to meet Sanatan Goswami. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Maranamon Giridhari Gopinatha Maranamon Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Ganadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Ganadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raguna Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Raguna Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaoite Vignana Shabista Puran Jaoite Vignana Shabista Puran Echai Gosai Jarmui Taradas Echai Gosai Jarmui Taradas Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagas Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame More Abhilas Janame Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban Anande bolo Hare Bhaja Vrindaban. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parema Jayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Parema Jayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Bharavansa Parabhajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charya Ashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem se go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvaparenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Kuladvip Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Gopinan Sham Guna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.